Good morning, students. In this session of bio class, we are going to discuss about seed plants. Okay, so in that, two categories are there. One is gymnosperm and other is angiosperm. Okay, these are included in phanerogamy. Now let us begin with gymnosperm. What are gymnosperm? See, gymnosperm term is used for when seeds are naked. Okay, it means that ovule present in gymnosperms are not covered, they are naked, and herbs are almost absent in this category. And pollination is anemophilous. Anemophilous means pollination takes place with the help of wind. Okay, already you have studied different types of pollination and agents of pollination. In that, mostly gymnosperms undergo pollination through wind. Next is male and female reproductive organs are on the same plant or maybe on the different plants. What are these terms known as? Monoecious or dioecious. We have discussed this in previous video also, that plants may be monoecious, that is male and female organs are present on the same plant, or dioecious, that is it is present on the different plants. Now the development of female gametophyte, it is monosporic. Mono means one, so only one megaspore is functional. Clear? So in female gametophyte only one, or we can say single megaspore is functional, and female gametophyte, it is also known as endosperm. Clear? And there is formation of pollen tube. Formation of pollen tube takes place, and the process is known as siphonogamy. Siphonogamy. Clear? And the pollen tube, it acts as a carrier of sperm. Thus, when pollen tube is acting as a carrier of sperm, there is no need of water for fertilization. Now, when we are talking about endosperm, it is haploid and it is formed before the fertilization. Clear? And in upper part of the gametophyte, mini archegonia develops, and the number depends upon the variety. It is different in different plant. Okay, it may vary from 1 to many archegonia. And seed germination may be hypogeal or epigeal. Same here also, it shows alternation of generation. These are some of the examples of gymnosperm. Let us study one or two examples, features. Mostly the features of all are more or less same. Like let us take cycas. Okay, there are approximately 20 species around the world of cycas. In this, roots are mainly of two types, and lenticels are present which helps in respiration. Obviously, before also I have told you, lenticels helps in respiration and exchange of water. Clear? So same function, it is present here also, and it helps in respiration. Now, blue-green algae, some of the blue-green algae like nostoc and all are present in the cortex. Now, why it is present in the cortex? It helps in nitrogen fixation. Clear? It is beneficial for the plant as it is helping in nitrogen fixation. And stem is differentiated into epidermis, cortex and stele. Now, reproduction in cycas is sexual reproduction. It may be vegetative reproduction also with the help of bulbils. It develops on the axil of scale leaves. And cycas is dioecious. Just now I have told you that plants may be monoecious or dioecious. So cycas is always dioecious. What do you mean by that? It means that male and female plants are separate. Clear? Pinus is very important species of Conifers. There are approximately more than 100 species throughout the northern hemisphere of. Okay. Now, Pinus shows stratification. What do you mean by stratification? It is found at different heights. Clear? And Pinus is evergreen tree. It attains a height of approximately 50 meters. Roots are taproot and are covered with mycorrhiza. Okay. What is the function of mycorrhiza? It protects the pinus from the attack of microbes and insects. Now, pinus are both monoecious, but it is autoecious also. That is, male and female branches are separate, having male cone and female cone. I will show you in next session the male and female cone. By appearance only, you will be able to identify the male cone and female cone. They are present on the separate branches. And female cone is known as strobilus. Clear? And both male cone, female cone, but microspore, that is male cone. Or we can say pollen grains are brownish yellow in color. Clear? It is brownish yellow in color. So thus female cones are arranged spirally on the elongated central axis and male cone develops in a cluster on the branches of long shoot. Clear? But they are present on the separate branches. Now let us begin angiosperm. Angiosperms are the plants with flowers and fruits. Just now we have studied that gymnosperms have naked ovule, but in angiosperms the ovules are enclosed in an ovary. Clear? We have seen fruits, inside that seeds is present. So that seed is ovule and outer part, fleshy part, that is ovary. Clear? In life cycle of angiosperm, the sporophyte is nutritionally independent and more complex in comparison to the gametophyte. Clear? Why? Because gametophyte is reduced and it is dependent. And size also varies from micro to tall plants. Example, eucalyptus. Now, The plant body is sporophyte, which is divided into roots, stems and leaves along with the flowers. And flower contains sex organ, both male and female, and is known as stamen and carpel. Clear? These are some of the examples of angiosperms. There are many examples, whatever flowering plants and plants bearing fruits, they all are included in angiosperm only. Now let us study in detail the structure of anther. See, each stamen has 2 anther lobes. Clear? So in the diagram also you can easily see that it is having 2 anther lobe. That's why it is known as diathecus. Di means 2. Clear? So it is diathecus. And tetrasporangiate. Tetrasporangiate. See, tetra means 4. Just look in figure, last figure C. You can see that there are 4 pollen chamber. That's why it is termed as tetrasporangia. Within each sporangium, microspore mother cells are present, and microspore mother cells are diploid. Diploid means 2n. Okay, means it is present in pair, and which give rise to haploid pollen grains after meiosis. Already we know that in a previous class also we have studied that whenever gamete formation takes place, there is meiosis division, and this meiosis helps in maintaining the number of chromosomes. Same here, microsporangia contains microspore mother cells which is diploid, which give rise to pollen grains which are haploid, so that when these pollen grains get fuses with the egg, it give rise to diploid. Okay, so pollen grains are released from pollen sac at maturity through slits. With the help of picture also, you can easily understand the figure. First is, it is showing dorsal view, and each stamen is having 2 anther lobes. That's why it is known as diathecus. And this is the same thing, ventral view, and it is tetrasporangiate, having 4 spores. Clear? So it is known as tetrasporangiate. In next figure also you can see it is the transverse section of anther. Transverse section of anther showing tetrads of pollen grains. Easily you can recognize different layers: epidermis, endothecia, vascular bundles. Okay, and this transfer of these pollen grain from anther to stigma is known as pollination. And the tapetum layer. Tapetum helps in nourishment. Clear? Tapetum helps in nourishment. Each carpel is divided into 3 regions. See, stigma, style and ovary. Clear? Ovules are present in the ovary. The ovule is analogous to megasporangia, in which megaspore mother cell is differentiated. It divides to form 4 megaspores. Clear? Out of these, only 1 megaspore is functional, which develops into female gametophyte. Now, see what happens. This 1 megaspore develops into female gametophyte at the time of fertilization. It is 7-celled and 8 nucleate structure. 7 celled and 8 nucleate. It means it consists of 8 nucleus. Clear? And female gametophyte contains a single egg and 2 polar nuclei. Clear? Single egg and 2 polar nuclei which fuses to form secondary nuclei. See, with the help of figure also you can see the upper 3 parts. Okay, how many nucleus is there? 3 at the synergid end, 3 at the antipodal, total 6 nuclei, and 2 nuclei at the center, that is termed as secondary nuclei. Okay, 2 polar nuclei fuses to form secondary nucleus. And endosperm is nutritive tissue which provides food to the developing embryo. Now, just go through that how this happens. See, male gamete which is haploid fuses with the egg at the center. Okay, just see on the synergid end, male nuclei is fusing with the egg. That's why it is termed as syngamy. And the zygote develops into embryo. It forms zygote and it develops into embryo. Second nucleus, or we can say male gamete, fuses with the secondary nucleus. So in secondary nucleus already 2 nuclei is present, it is diploid, and male gamete is haploid. So total 3 nuclei is there. That's why it is termed as triple fusion, and it forms primary endosperm nucleus. Primary endosperm nucleus. In short, it is also termed as PEN, which develops into endosperm. And just now I have told you, endosperm is nutritive tissue that provides food to the developing embryo. Clear? Life cycle pattern in kingdom Plantae is mainly of 3 types: haplontic, diplontic, and haplodiplontic. Let us discuss one by one. Now, haplontic life cycle. See, in haplontic life cycle, the dominant phase of life cycle is haploid, and this is commonly shown in green algae. And the diploid phase, with the help of diagram also you can see, the diploid phase is represented by zygote. See, 2n is there, that is diploid phase, and it is represented by zygote. And the dominant photosynthetic phase in this plants is free living gametophyte. Clear? This is dominant photosynthetic phase. Many members of green algae shows this type of pattern. Second is diplontic. It is shown by both gymnosperms and angiosperms. See, just look at the figure properly. In this type, diploid sporophytic phase is dominant. Clear? 2n sporophyte, it is dominant phase, which is photosynthetic and independent phase. Clear? And gametophytic phase is very small and it is dependent on sporophyte for its development. Clear? You can see with the help of diagram, you can easily explain this. Whenever it is asked, to demonstrate diplontic or haplontic life cycle. With the help of this diagram only, you can easily explain in your exam. Simply 2 to 3 points you have to write, not more than that. But this diagram is very essential. Now last is haplodiplontic. Haplodiplontic, it means this phase dominant photosynthetic independent haploid gametophyte alternates with sporophyte. Okay, means both are alternate. First, gametophyte is photosynthetic and independent. Obviously, it is haploid. You can see N is there. It is haploid. And it alternates with sporophyte, which may or may not be dependent on gametophyte. Okay, sometimes it is partially dependent or sometimes completely dependent on gametophyte. Clear? Like we can take an example of bryophytes. But sometimes it is independent also. Clear? Like example pteridophyte. In that, independent photosynthetic sporophyte is developed, which alternates with independent small gametophyte. Clear? So, we have discussed all these life cycle in Kingdom Plantae. Any one can be asked. Whenever it is asked, suppose I've asked you to describe life cycle of bryophytes. So, at that time, you are going to explain haplodiplontic phase with explanation, and this diagram is compulsory. So, go through the diagram and write 2 to 3 points in each life cycle. Clear? Thus, the whole plant kingdom chapter is over. If you have doubts in any of the topic, you can watch the video again. Previous video also, it is already uploaded, so you can watch it. And if you have any doubt, you can contact me and ask the question. Write down all the points, and some of the topics from gymnosperms has been reduced by the CBSE, so we are not going to study that. Only this much is there in this session. So just go through all the topics and note down all the points. Thank you. Have a nice day.